Mirage's play rate is 9.747% in ranked. This is highly unusual, bro. For years, Mirage has been a troll pick. Maybe he's good in 1v1, but after these cooldown buffs and these new perks and passives, he actually became the third most picked ranked legend. On December 31st, his play rate was 2.725%, and as of recording this, it's 9.747.
Oh, but 1 stars. That's only like a 7% increase.
No, little Timmy, that's a 257% increase. Anyway, away from the math, the reason that Mirage is so good in the first place is because his individual buffs combined with the support passives make him a very, very, very good solo queue player. He can go invisible basically throughout 70% of every fight. He's not a bad support. He can actually pick up the teammates and help them recover and reset. Overall, he's just very, very good as a solo queue legend. Mirage's success is irrelevant though. It's an example of a new trend at Respawn that the current devs are starting to adopt, where they're supercharging everybody. But what does that mean? In the earlier lifespan of Apex Legends, character abilities were much more grounded, but as time went on, things kind of got power crept. Characters kind of got power crept. Characters were nerfed, characters were buffed, but generally there was a baseline power that the Legends kind of followed until recently. With the support changes to Newcastle, Lifeline, Loba, and Mirage, there's a clear spike in power between these Legends and those Legends. Now, this may seem like a bad thing, but when you think about it, it's only a bad thing if it's unfair. If Respawn treats the other classes with the same love that they've treated the support classes with, I honestly think that the Apex Legends meta will change for the better and become much, much more fun. POV. You're a Caustic main. You bought Caustic's heirloom because you thought Caustic was awesome. This is season 8. Caustic is great. Fast forward 5 years later, Caustic is not very good. Your luck is terrible though, and so you haven't, in those 5 years, you somehow haven't gotten an heirloom. Honestly, you haven't been playing very well. Whenever you pick up Caustic and you just see that heirloom swinging around, you get dopamine hitting your brain receptors and stuff like that. So you keep playing, you keep coming back. But with Caustic being so bad, the game is kind of feeling a little unplayable for you. So, you take a break until Caustic gets his buff. Who knows how long it's going to take for you to come back to the game, This is the problem that I see with Apex's balancing. Instead of balancing, they're skewing. One season, the legend is incredibly weak. Another season, the legend is incredibly strong. The legend is too strong, so they nerf him down horribly. He's not going to be very viable for many seasons, as opposed to nerfing him to a point where he can be played, but there are generally better alternatives. Apex is a team fighting game. If you only see the same few teams, same few legends being played in every single team, then it's not very fun. It's understandable in ALGS because the meta has to be played like you're playing for millions of dollars, but in ranked and pub matches, it's a little irritating seeing Newcastles and Lobas and Gibraltars in every single team with absolutely no variety. Seeing an assault legend is like getting an heirloom. It's very clear to see that when balancing goes in this type of push-pull skewed direction, things are not very fun, which is why I'm hoping that they take the approach of supercharging all of the other legend classes as opposed to nerfing the support class at the end of the season. Okay, but what would a supercharged meta even look like? A balanced version. And what should be changed before buffing everybody else? First of all, let's look at the supports that we have right now and see why I actually think they're good. Starting with the healing. The buff to supports and giving them the ability to move at walking speed while healing, and then giving them the gold shield perk that allows them to heal more for less was actually a pretty good decision. It makes the game more efficient and faster paced. Apex is literally known for its movement, and healing, even though it's important to the flow of fights, is basically just boring filler. It's also just more fun to be able to play more legends. Even a legend like Conduit, she's not really overpowered, but she's still good. And she's never a disadvantage to the team. Compare that to legends like Ballistic and Seer, where whenever I see somebody pick them, bro, I just stare at my screen like, nah, but really, buffing all legends to be viable is always going to be the way. And of course, nerf legends when it's due, but don't overdo it like with Seer. Imagine instead of repeatedly nerfing Seer, we started repeatedly buffing Caustic and Ash and Octane to the point where it was actually a viable option to just pick Octane or Ash instead of Seer, but still, Seer would be his own legend. Of course, on release, Seer was a different character, so he did kind of need some nerfs, but you get the idea. Buff legends to counter overpowered legends, because if all legends are overpowered, no one is. Alright, so now you understand my reasoning for why I think we should buff everybody instead of nerfing everybody after the season ends. But how would that be applied to the legends moving forward? So I think there's a couple ways this could be spread to other classes like the skirmishers and the assault legends. Either we focus on that healing aspect and spread it to everybody before diversifying to the other class passives, or give the other classes perks that are strong enough to compete with the healing passives of the support class. Like right now, all the skirmisher class can do is stare at the sky and guess the care packages. Can you imagine if skirmishers got bonus evo points or
bonus alt charge whenever they got a knockdown, and whenever they dealt X amount of damage. It would actually encourage the skirmisher legends to be the entries and fight more, like how the support passives kind of encourage. I actually don't know why the supports can heal so much, bro. It doesn't make any sense. It's a reset meta, but anyway.
Also need some help. Although the assault bins are actually useful, they still really don't compare to the active benefits that controllers and supports get mid-match, mid-fight. Controller legends have a shield that you can benefit from in a fight, and support legends have passives in the support class that you can benefit from in a fight. Assault legends could definitely use something like a scanning ability to locate and initiate fights. I imagine assault legends in Apex like initiators in Valorant. Being able to locate and take space for the team is what I think they should do. So for assault passives, maybe give them threat vision on abilities for teammates. Every assault legend has a damaging ability, so maybe abilities that highlight damage enemies for the entire team would be a good initiation tool. Imagine comboing a bang, smoke, and a fuse tack in the same spot to light up enemies in a choke and actually see and use that information. And obviously that might lead to scout legends being obsolete, which is why in turn you would buff scout legend scans to maybe give them more information. So assault legends would have like a lesser scan where there's no health bar, maybe it's just like a still image of the legend like OG Bloodhound. While current scout legends who actually have scanning abilities, maybe they get more information, like Bloodhound would get the health bar. He would see if the enemies are healing. He would see how much ammo they have, something like that, just so that assault legends don't completely power creep the scout legends, and there's some nuance to it.